So with the players being away from the ND setup over the off-season break, how do you keep track of their progress?
I guess the preparation for the new season starts right at the end of the last season. So we've got quite an extensive review program that we go through. The players, I've got a massive input into that in terms of reflecting on what happened in the previous season, making sure they're really clear on where they want to take themselves over the off-season leading into the new season, and then we plan from there. Yep, they do disappear for a little while, but they certainly go away, obviously with full knowledge of what they need to work on and how we can help them.
Okay. And do you keep in contact with the players over the off-season?
Yeah, we do. We like them to get away, so we don't flood them with communication, but certainly for the first period at the end of the previous season, they'll go away and they probably won't hear from us for about a month, but we will have already put some things in place around some clear goals on what we want them to work on when they come back to us.
Okay, and do you create individual programs to ensure that the players are ready to perform at an optimum level?
Yeah, very much so. Every program is catered to the individual's, I guess, situation where they're at with their career. This season, for example, we had 5 guys had off-season surgery, so their plans are obviously catered to their return to sport plans, and the others, they'll have some priorities around whether it's bat, ball or field, or whether it's strength and conditioning.
Okay. Bay Oval hosted the spring training camp for the past 3 weeks. How have the players responded after the off-season break?
The players have been excellent actually, because we've had some very poor weather through September especially. So we've almost been sort of banging the door down to get going, but we've had to be patient. I think the guys have really adapted extremely well. We've probably spent a lot of time indoors, more than what we would have wanted, but certainly over the last 2 weeks we've managed to get outside, and this recent week has been outstanding with sun on our backs and return to grass wicket training. So boys have been very good. They're in good shape, which is great at this time of the year. We've got nobody catching up on strength and conditioning programs, and the return to skills has been good.
Okay. And has it been an enjoyable experience for them?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah. I mean, most of the guys have got a smile on their face, and they certainly worked hard this week, so they're a little bit fatigued coming towards the end of it, but I think everybody's enjoyed being back outside with the sun on their back and seem to be working hard on their skills.
Okay. And which young players should Northern Districts fans keep an eye out during the season?
I guess it depends what you determine as young. I mean, we've got some 24, 25-year-olds who perhaps people might consider being young, but in terms of their cricket experience, they're very young. So I think we've got a range of young players who are looking to make their mark this year, from guys like Zach Gibson, who did very well with his first contract last year. Brett Randall's another one. Nick Kelly's had some impressive performances, and then guys like Tim Seifert, who are away with the New Zealand A team, and Scott Kugelheim, they're still young in terms of their cricket development. And there's many others as well. Young Cooper made a good start last year. He'll be looking to establish himself as a professional cricketer for the first time. So, yeah, I mean, there's a number of them.
Okay. And after a second place finish in the Plunket Shield last season, with the Plunket Shield becoming increasingly competitive, what plans do you have in place to ensure Northern Districts continues to improve and increases their chances of winning the Plunket Shield?
Oh, yeah, did we finish second, did we? Yeah, we must have. Yeah, I mean, that was last year, so, at the start of every new season, you put plans in place to be competitive in all competitions. So, each major association, I'm sure, have all got ambitions of winning all 3 competitions at the start. I mean, it's my focus to prepare the guys for Ford Trophy and Plunket Shield, and along with the captains who set the tactical plans, we'll just work hard and see where it goes. There's no specific plans, there's no, I guess, innovative things going on other than preparing them to the best of our ability.
Okay. And as the head coach for Northern Districts, do you get an opportunity to see younger players in age group cricket play?
Very much so. Perhaps not as much playing, but certainly see a lot of them training. Certainly through the winter months when we're going around the various indoor centres, working with our players, we see a lot of talented young players, and certainly indeed there's a lot of talented young players out there training. I don't get to see a lot of them playing because obviously our calendar conflicts with some of the age group tournaments that are going on, but I am aware that we've got a lot of good young players coming through.
And from what you've seen, how is ND placed for the future?
I think we're always placed pretty good because of the numbers that we have. You know, we've got 6 district associations that work extremely hard on their own programs, which obviously provide players coming through to our age group structure. We've got things that we've got to do in terms of catching up with facilities and opportunities for playing. I think more than anything, I think we need to keep challenging some of our young players to play more games of cricket. So I think we're placed in a decent position, but there's other things that I think we need to be doing to make sure that we stay at the forefront of player development in cricket in New Zealand.
Okay. And in terms of the Northern District side, obviously you've got a lot of players now that are making representative sides. How do you plan for any disruptions during the season, seeing players in and out of the Black Cap setup?
Yeah, you can plan too much. We've obviously got a reasonable idea when Black Caps are going to be available and when they're not going to be available. So you do your player forecast then, and you make sure that you're preparing a wider group. So obviously we've got those nationally contracted players, of which I think we've got 7. We've got our 15 domestic contracted players, and then we're working hard with another 10, which we call our extended squad. So we've basically got 32, 33, 30, even 35 at times players working hard to be ready to play, whether it's first class cricket or one-day cricket, and even some 2020 specialists as well. So we're working with a wide group of players and trying to get them prepared. But sometimes Black Caps pop in, sometimes they're injured and they're rehabilitating, sometimes they're out of form. So it's just, you just need to be prepared and you need to be flexible and then adaptable when they are in and around the environment. But it's a nice problem to have for me, because if you have consistently got 5, 6, 7 or 8 players away playing international cricket, it's just providing more opportunities for the next tier to come through and have a crack.
Okay. And which other teams do you see as being the biggest challenges to Northern Districts this season?
I'm not sure. I don't spend too much time looking at oppositions. Obviously when we're preparing for games, we look closely at the 11 that they're putting out there or the 12 that they selected. But there's a number of teams that I guess once like us, they're impacted by national selections. If they've got their national players available, then they're strong. If they haven't, then there's targets for opportunities for us to get on top of them. But we don't concentrate, I guess, too much on what the others are doing. We focus solely on trying to make our players better and challenge them to win as many games as they can.
Okay. All right, James. Look, well, thank you for talking with me today.
Pleasure.
It's been great speaking with you, and
Nice
all the
to meet
best
you.
for the upcoming season.
Thanks very much. Appreciate that.